Hey guys, what's up? It's AutoBotMike18 here with a TV news update that I have for you guys in this video. Some pretty big news, guys, was actually just revealed for a really popular reality TV show that I personally really enjoyed watching. Some big news was just revealed, guys, and I feel like sharing with you guys in the video, which is why I am making this video. And first off, guys, I apologize for the crappy webcam quality. I know I've been using my webcam for the past two videos I've made, but reason being, I feel it's just so much easier to use my webcam, especially in how long it takes to upload my videos on YouTube. I use my webcam and it uploads so quickly, and that's why I'm using my webcam. And another reason, because I have to actually read parts of an article, and I can't memorize them, so I have to use my webcam, and it's right in front of me, so that makes everything so much easier in my life. And so here it is, guys. I got some really big news that was just revealed today regarding the very popular reality show Survivor. Now, Survivor is... when did Survivor start? I don't even remember. Sometime in, I think, the late 90s or the early 2000s. I don't remember. And a lot of people really have enjoyed Survivor. It's personally a one of my favorite shows. I enjoyed. There are some seasons of it that I really liked. There are some seasons I did not like. It's not the best show out there, but I enjoyed it. I've been watching it for a very long time. I haven't watched every single season, though. That's another thing. I haven't watched from like seasons 1 to 9, I don't think. I think I've started from like 10 on. And overall, I do enjoy the show. There are some players I really like that have played. There are some players I just absolutely hate who have played the game. And the new upcoming season of Survivor, I was looking forward to it after the premise for it was revealed back in the end of May, when the last season of Survivor ended. And it's almost time, guys. The new season of Survivor, which is called Survivor Blood vs. Water, premieres sometime mid-September, I believe, which is only a couple weeks away. So they literally revealed the official cast and a couple of rule changes for Survivor for this one specific season. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in the video, guys. And yeah, so I actually have this article from Entertainment Weekly on entertainmentweekly.com talking about the new season of Survivor and the cast. And I'm going to leave a link to it down below in the description so you could click on it and read it yourselves. I'm not going to read the whole thing, definitely not. I am going to read every single cast member, new cast member, and I am going to read the new rule changes or the new twists that they have into the game. Now, I got to put my glasses on, guys. I do apologize. I know there's a glare on my lenses. I do apologize for that, but I can't read the article without my glasses. Survivor Blood vs. Water. Before this was even revealed earlier today, the new cast, I already knew who was going to be on the show, because it had been spoiled and teased all over the internet since May. I already knew the full cast. Someone leaked it online. Don't ask me how, but I'm just making this video now because it's the official announcement about who's in the show, and they have actually released an official picture of every new and returning cast member for the show. It's actually right on the page of the article. So right now, guys, I think what I'm going to do is read the names of the returning and new players. Now, if you don't know what Blood vs. Water is going to be about, they're bringing back 10 returning players from the previous seasons of Survivor, and they're bringing in 10 new players. Now, the 10 new players are actually very close to the 10 returning players in that every single returning player that is in this new season has a loved one who will be competing against them for the $1 million. So basically, it's returning players versus loved ones for the new season of Survivor. And when I first heard that's what the new season was going to be about, I actually got excited for that because I said to myself, wow, it's going to be pretty cool seeing a returning player who has much experience in the game, especially one who has played about 2 or 3 times before, playing against their own loved one and they're going to be on separate tribes most likely. I mean, I really was into that idea, and I still am. So I think that was it was kind of ballsy for Survivor to change up the formula of the show and do something else, something new. And I think that overall it might pay off. I'm looking forward to it for that reason. And a lot of interesting, dramatic things could happen with returning players and their family members. So I'm going to read the official cast list, guys, right now. I'm going to read every returning player and their loved ones together. First up, the first returning player is Tyson Apostol. You guys may remember Tyson. He previously played in Survivor Tocantins and Survivor Heroes vs. Villains. He will be playing, his loved one is his girlfriend, Rachel Fowler. So you have Tyson and his girlfriend, Rachel, both competing for the million. Next up, we have Aras Baskauskas. I'm bad with names, guys. You know me. I apologize, Aras. I'm bad with pronouncing names. You guys may remember Aras. He was in Survivor Panama Exile Island, and you may remember that season. He actually won that season, so that's pretty impressive. They're bringing back a player who has already won. They've done that before, but that's pretty cool. So Aras, his loved one will be his brother Vitas, Vitas Baskauskas. So Aras and Vitas will be playing in Survivor Blood vs. Water. Next returning player is personally my favorite returning player who's back, and that is Rupert. You guys may remember Rupert. He's already played 3 times before on the show. This will be his 4th time on Survivor. Rupert previously played in Survivor Pearl Islands. He played in All-Stars. He actually won a $1 million fan favorite prize in All-Stars. He never won the million before. He did win that $1 million fan favorite prize, and he also played in Survivor Heroes vs. Villains, which was the season I saw him in, and really liked him in that season. I really do like Rupert. I'm glad he's back for another season, and his loved one will be his wife, Laura. It's going to be pretty cool. You got a husband and wife clashing on different teams for $1 million. That's pretty interesting. Next up, guys, we have Candace Cody. Now you're probably saying to yourself, who's Candace Cody? You may remember Candace. She's married now, which is why her last name is different. She was in Survivor Cook Islands with Ozzy and Yule that season, and she was also in Survivor Heroes vs. Villains. And apparently both times she was a 5th place jury member in both seasons. That's pretty cool. Candace, she was the blonde in both seasons. She flipped in Heroes vs. Villains. I do remember her. She will be playing with her husband, John. That is her loved one. So, yeah, another husband and wife pair up. Next up, we have a contestant from Survivor One World, Monica Culpepper. You guys remember Monica? She was the wife of the ex-NFL player, and she was voted out kind of early on. Monica, guys, will be playing with her husband, Brad Culpepper, who is the ex-NFL player. We kept hearing in Monica's season that her husband was an ex-NFL player. Her husband was an ex-NFL player. Now he's going to be playing with her in Survivor Blood vs. Water. Next up, guys, is a contestant. I know you guys are really not going to be happy about that this guy's back. But what are you going to do? They decided to bring him back. That's all there is to it. You guys may remember Colton Cumby. Colton also played in Survivor One World. I can't talk right tonight. With Monica, and his loved one will be Caleb Bankston, who is actually his fiance. It says they're engaged, and you guys may remember Colton, probably one of the most hated survivors ever, and he was actually medically evacuated early on in the game, so he really didn't have a big chance anyway, but I personally, not a big fan of him. However, the rest of this list isn't too great either, but anyway. Another returning contestant we have is Kat Adorson. You guys may remember Kat from Survivor One World. She had the very close alliance with Chelsea and Kim until she was tragically blindsided. Kat, not one of my favorites. She was, I really didn't like her personality. She will be playing with her boyfriend, Hayden Moss, who apparently was on a season of Big Brother and won. Okay. Next up, we have Laura Moret. You guys may remember Laura. She was in Survivor Samoa. She was voted out somewhat midway into the season, and that was the season where Russell Hands absolutely dominated. And Laura will be playing with her daughter, Sierra. Moving on, guys, we got 2 contestants left who have played in the early seasons of Survivor. First one up is Gervais Peterson. Gervais Peterson actually played in the first ever season of Survivor, Survivor Borneo. I'd never watched him before, so technically to me he's a new player because I've never seen him in Borneo. I didn't watch the first season, and his loved one will be his niece Marissa. So you got Gervais and Marissa, and finally, guys, the last returning player and her loved one is Tina Wesson. You guys may remember Tina. She was in Survivor the Australian Outback, which was Survivor's second season. She actually won that season, so we have another winner. And also, she was on Survivor All-Stars. But unfortunately, that time when she played, she was the first one voted out. And Tina will be playing with her loved one, her daughter Katie. So there you have it, guys. Those are all of the returning players and all the loved ones for the new season of Survivor, Survivor Blood vs. Water. So real quick, guys, I actually want to give my thoughts on this cast of returning and new players. First off, not a huge fan of the cast as of right now. First off, 2 returning players right off the bat. I've personally never seen them before. I've never seen them play the game. That's kind of my fault. I haven't watched the first 2 earlier seasons. But Gervais and Tina, I'm not even going to really talk about them. I haven't seen them play because I've never watched the first 2 seasons. So there's that. So technically, to me, like I said, they're new players to me. Now, let's take the 3 contestants from One World. Not the best season of Survivor. That was probably one of my least favorites, even though they did have a really good winner in Kim. But in that season, the 3 returning players, like I said, are Colton, Kat, and Monica. Not the 3 best returning players to have back for Blood vs. Water. Come on, what about Troyzan or Leaf or, I don't know, just Monica? It's just, I liked her, but she just didn't show me much. She was voted out so quick, she really didn't do anything for the tribe. She didn't blow me away or anything like that. Colton is one of the least hated, one of the least favored survivors ever. He's really hated because he acted like a real jerk when he played. I personally don't care for him, and if he acts the same way he did when he was on the show in One World, I'm not going to be really happy about that because I didn't like him from the start. And Kat, she's cool. I liked her towards the end of that season, but I'm just not a fan of her personality, to be honest. So not too huge a fan of that. Let's also talk about Laura playing with her, what is it, her daughter, I think it was? I forget already, wow. Laura's playing with her daughter, yeah. Laura was okay. I vaguely remember Survivor Samoa. The only thing I remember was Russell Hands dominating everyone on that show, on that season. Again, a bland choice to come back for Laura. Candace from Heroes vs. Villains, she was okay. I remember her vaguely from Cook Islands. She did make a pretty ballsy move by flipping to the villains in Heroes vs. Villains, so I'll give her that, but not one of my favorite players. Tyson, I really don't like Tyson either. Just something about him, I don't know what it is. I just don't care for the guy, really. He was in Tocantins and Heroes vs. Villains. While that blind side was epic that Russell pulled on him in Heroes vs. Villains, I just don't care for the guy, really. Eris, who actually won Panama or Exile Island. I liked Eris from what I remember of him. I think I wanted Terry to win that season, but Eris was cool. I'm kind of glad he's back. But definitely, by far, my favorite player, returning player who's back with his wife Laura, has to be Rupert. I really liked Rupert in Heroes vs. Villains. I didn't even see him in his 2 original seasons, but I still liked Rupert. He was a fun player. He's cool. He's definitely, it looked like he knew what he was doing. He was good in a couple challenges, and I liked Rupert. I'm glad he's back. And out of every survivor that I'm following currently on Twitter, I'm following a lot, Rupert is the only one who has actually followed me back. And the day he followed me on Twitter, because I followed him, I went nuts because I was like, wow, a huge celebrity that I really liked on Survivor actually followed me on Twitter. So thank you, Rupert. You are the man. And I'm not just saying I like Rupert because he followed me on Twitter. No, I really liked Rupert in his season. Other than that, guys, not a huge fan of the cast. Other than Rupert and maybe Aras, I'm not a big fan of this cast. You got 2 players I don't know. 2 players two or three players I just don't care for. A couple that are just bland choices in my opinion. I don't know. Not the best cast for this season. A pretty intense looking season. What are you going to do? Anyway, guys, real quick, I actually want to read the first few rule changes that they're going to have for Survivor. I'm not going to read them all for the sake of saving time, but I'm going to read most of them. First off, Redemption Island will be back for Survivor Blood vs. Water. That's going to be pretty interesting, actually. I liked Redemption Island in the season of Redemption Island and in South Pacific. I liked that idea of Redemption Island. It was alright. I guess I'm glad it's back. So that's something I really wanted to mention. I did not expect that, so that was actually a bit of a surprise for me. So apparently, they have a few bullet points of all the different twists that there are going to be in this new season that they've shockingly revealed already. It says apparently for the first time ever, the game is not going to be 39 days long. It's going to be 39.5 days long. I would elaborate on that, but I want to move on. You could read it in the article itself, guys, but just know every single time that Survivor has been on, it's always been 39 days, I believe. I don't think it's been over that. It's 39.5 days, so that's pretty interesting. Apparently, just minutes after congregating, the returning players and their loved ones will be split into 2 different tribes, which is what I expected. Have 10 returning players and their 10 loved ones on a different tribe. Split them up. That's going to be pretty cool to watch, in my opinion. I like that. And as soon as they split the tribes up, moments after all of these players meet each other and reunite with each other, some of them are going to reunite anyway. What was I going to say? 2 people are going to get voted out right there. Each team is going to vote off 1 member of their own tribe, and these 2 are they're not going to leave the game. They're going to Redemption Island because Redemption Island is back, and I think that's fair because if they just voted 2 off out of nowhere and those 2 are gone, that sucks. So 1 returning player and 1 loved one are going to both be voted off, and of course they'll battle it out on Redemption Island for a chance to get back in the game. Another thing. Apparently it says Jeff Probst will then immediately offer each of the loved ones of the 2 people voted off the opportunity to trade places with them. So say you have a loved one, say you have Rupert who gets voted off first. Laura can switch places with him and go on Redemption Island for him. So that's pretty cool. Say Gervais gets voted off, his niece can take his place on Redemption Island. So that's actually, I like that. That's a pretty cool twist. That's actually pretty interesting. As I said, Redemption Island is back. After a while, when you're on Redemption Island for a while, you'll obviously get back in the game, but you got to keep winning the duels. And also, it says if someone's loved one is still in the game, they can take their loved one's place before any duel, not just the first duel, apparently. Any duel throughout the entire season, you can take your loved one's place. If it's say you're a man and your wife is on Redemption Island, or your sister or whatever, you can take their place if it's a challenge that requires strength, then you'll win the challenge for them. So that's actually pretty cool as well. And it says another thing about Redemption Island. The person who finishes first in each duel will also get to give a clue to the location of the hidden immunity idol to any person from either tribe that they choose. That's a different twist with the immunity idol, so that's pretty cool. And that's it, guys. So actually, there are a few pretty interesting twists, namely that you can swap a loved one and a returning player on Redemption Island. That's pretty cool. Redemption Island is back. That's another cool thing. And 2 players immediately get picked off as soon as everyone meets. So that's it, guys. Yeah, that's basically every twist. I like the twists, just not a huge fan of the cast. So, guys, what I want to know from you down below in the comments, what do you think of this new cast of survivors? First off, what do you think of the returning players? That's my first question to you guys. Are you happy with this returning players? I'm not too enthusiastic about these returning players. Maybe just Rupert and Aras. Other than that, the rest, mediocre cast at best. I want to see them play, of course, but as of right now, I'm not too happy about that. And what do you think of the new twists that they've put into the game? I think they're pretty cool. That's actually pretty interesting. So, guys, let me know about all that down below. Let me know what you think of Survivor Blood vs. Water. Sorry this video was so long, guys. If I could find an actual date, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Wednesday in September. The show will come back on. It's not listed in the article, unfortunately. Let me get my calendar out, actually, right on my laptop. I'm probably thinking either the 11th or the 18th Survivor will come back on. One of those days. That's a Wednesday in September. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And as I said, let me know what you think about the new and returning players for this new season of Survivor. And what do you think of the new season of Survivor overall in general? So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Bye.